Hello, Chuckabutties. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Moi, Nigel Cecil, assisted as always by my very good friend Hilary, asking the question on your behalf: is it going to be a celebration or a calamity in Clacton?
Nigel Cecil, calling things out.
Chuckabutties, the same question, but a different outcome. Will it be a celebration or a calamity in Clacton? The last video was about Andy Burnham because we applied show business principles, how celebrities stay top of the First Division pop stars, relevant with their fans, so they are there for years and years and years, applying show business principles, therefore, to Andy Burnham. What was the outcome? Well, the first thing to remember, never presume, never assume. And the reason is there's not just one type of fan. There are those fans who are your core fans. They really have the music inside of them. They vibe with the pop star. So whatever track, whatever song is released, they go, wow, it's a great song. But there are others who, well, they like one track, so they acclaim the star, maybe not like the next song, and so they waver. And that's why the celebrities are aware that when you present your songs, your core fans will always acclaim you. But others, you have to be ready to reach out and encourage them in, which is why you never presume, never assume. Of course, you could say, well, when it comes to the real core fans, we can presume and assume, but that's because you know each other well, you vibe. When it comes to the others, if you presume and assume, they are likely to say, hey, hang on, you're not telling us what we can and can't do. So when it comes to Nigel Farage in Clacton, announcing they were going to resign and trigger a by-election, were they presuming and assuming too much, especially when they said it's a chance to stick two fingers up to the entire establishment to frankly tell them where to go? A chance to stick two fingers up, eh? Do the electorate, those who are not sure, really want to take time out to stick their two fingers up? Isn't that presuming and assuming too much? And indeed, when you look at the whole of Nigel's speech, there is a lot of presuming and assuming there. But let's not forget Sir Keir Starmer and Kemi Badenoch, because Sir Keir Starmer prejudged Nigel by saying, well, it's sleaze, mentioning sleaze. Isn't that assuming and presuming? And when it comes to Kemi Badenoch, saying, well, we'll put forward a candidate when it's the real election after the Standards Committee. That's kind of presuming, isn't it, Kemi, that Nigel's going to be found guilty, and surely they deserve a fair hearing without the heavyweights of the political parties coming forward and bashing them. Couldn't that sound like a stitch-up already? Presuming and assuming never really wins you any fans, and pop stars know that. You have to reach out to everyone because those credits of putting the fans first, all of them, mount up into your credit bank account. So, presuming and assuming, but then there's the other thing. Did Nigel calculate, given that they aren't putting the other parties any candidates forward? Well, it's down to Binface and Ofcom, the Office for Communications. Section 6, is it, Hilary? They've got hard and fast rules about what you can and can't do during an election. The broadcasters have their hands tied. So that means Binface, wow, for the comedian, triumph, has to be given equal airtime, it seems to us, to Nigel Farage. So, come on, it's got, well, the mainstream media can sit back and they can say, look at this, a comedian having fun. with Nigel Farage. What's it going to do to Nigel Farage's credibility? Indeed, we can see some of the posters now for Binface when you look at them. Yes, just have a look at these, what we've come up with. Stick two fingers up to them all. Bin 'em all. Bin 'em all. Well, that's the situation we're now in, because everyone has to follow, presumably, Ofcom's rules, the Office of Communications, Section 6, equal and fair opportunities to every candidate when it comes to the media. And of course, if there's only Nigel Farage and the Reform UK party and Binface, then the comedian playing Binface is going to have a wonderful time. Now, the core supporters of Nigel Farage are going to say this is an establishment stitch-up. But whichever way you toss the ball, it's where we are. Those are the rules. So Kemi Badenoch, Sir Keir Starmer and others, were they deliberately not putting forward candidates because they know what the situation will be? So equally, they can step back and have a laugh at Reform UK's expense. So where does this leave us? Where does this leave Nigel Farage? Well, of course, never presume, never assume, never assume, never presume. There is a brilliant way forward for Nigel. It's a little bit cataclysmic, but it will work, and it will establish Reform UK, well, as top priority, top of the first division in UK politics. But remember, of course, a week, a day, a month is a long time in politics. So we must never presume, never assume. So we'll leave it with you. Please get in touch via our usual email address to let us know what you think. But answering the question, do you think it's going to be a celebration in Clacton or a calamity in Clacton, or a celebration in Clacton and a calamity in Clacton? As always, all meant in the best possible taste, trying to be equal and fair to everyone. Please join us again. Thank you.